Hari Om. Let's start with the prayer. Om Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidwaram Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Tvameva Mata Cha Pitattvameva Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakatvameva Tvameva Vijya Dravidam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Gurudeva Deva. Hari Om. We are doing the question and answers, and we just discuss why we should study the Adhyaasa. Now, how define Adhyaasa? This is Shankara provides Adhyaasa Bhashya in the beginning of the Brahma Sutra, his Brahma Sutra Bhashya. So there is an elaborate discussion on the Adhyaasa, and there he provides the definitions, and it's important to see how Shankara defines it. And the first definition is provided is Smruti Rupa. The Smruti Rupaha Paratra Purva Drishtava Bhasaha. So Smruti Rupaha Paratra, so in the form of a memory that I have experienced before, which is stored in the form of a memory, I am projecting somewhere where I am seeing right now. So things that I have seen before I am projecting right now here. That's what is the definition of Adhyaasa. So I am superimposing something that I know before on something that I am seeing there, which really is not what it is there, but I am projecting something on top of or in the place of what I am seeing what it is there. So it is an error because I am not seeing what it is there, but I am seeing something what is from a memory and putting there. Why? Because I am not seeing things properly. That's what it is essentially. That's the first definition of the provided in his Adhyaasa Bhashya. The second definition is also much simpler. It says Atasmin Tad Buddhihi. So Atasmin Tad Buddhihi. So that means this perception of an object which is what was seen before is into the present case. So whatever that was saw before, what I perceived before, that is I am projecting what I am seeing here as that is the object there. So that is a second definition. We go into that details more. And the third definition comes by inference, and third definition is essentially Satya Anuta Mithunikaranam Adhyasam. Satya Anuta Mithunikaranam. That means a mixing of a real part and unreal part together, a chow, and come up with an object. That means part of the truth and part of the untruth are mixing together, and that's what is called the Adhyaasa. So what is this? All the definitions come because here simple example is given as the rope snake. That means this is I am walking in an alley, and so people said there are a lot of snakes going on, and suddenly I stepped on something which is around 5 feet long, which is on the curve, and when I stepped on it, it was soft, and since I heard that a lot of snakes there, I am afraid of snakes, so I thought that must be a snake because it's in the alley and a lot of snakes are there. And so immediately I see a snake there. From my point, what I am seeing is only the snake there, and since I am afraid of snakes, my blood pressure went up, and anxieties and ordinary problems and all that, breathing, and I want to run as fast as I can before that snake catches me. It may be a poisonous snake. And so all secondary reactions are measurable. Somebody measures my blood pressure, they can see it's very high. So these are real effects because of I am seeing from my point there is a real snake. Unless somebody says there is no snake, there is not a snake, it is a rope only. Somebody who knew what it is came to me and said that was a rope. He says, if it is a rope, why should I see snake? That's also my question. Let's go and examine. So I took a torchlight now and went and projected. Then I found it was only a rope. and it was still 5 feet long, it is still curved, it was still on the alley, but it's not a snake, but it's a rope. So now what happened? So I am superimposing a snake that was seen before in my memory, that is Smruti Rupaha, that I am projecting here where the rope is. Why am I projecting the rope? Because there is some similarities between the two. Sadrishyam. Sadrishyam means what I am seeing, I am not projecting some elephant there, because there is no similarity between a 5 feet long and curved and lying on the alley and an elephant. So I am projecting something similar, and therefore that from the memory I am putting something, and here I am projecting what I have seen before into that. And that is essentially what is called similarity. Sadrishyam is there, and I am seeing directly something there. And if you look at the statement, it says there is a snake. So there are two components. There is part and a snake part. And when I now see clearly, now, oh, there is only rope. So there is rope. Before that, there is a snake. Only there is part is still there, that is called Satya part. And Anrutam, the false part, because the snake is replaced by a rope. So Satyanuta Mithunikaranam, a real part and unreal part is joined together to have one unitary experience of that is a snake. So where did snake come from? If the snake is real come from, then there's a real snake. So it came from my mind. So since it came from my mind, and the other fellow did not see a snake because he saw the rope as a rope. So therefore, there is essentially from my memory it's coming, and therefore I must have the experience of real snake before, and then I am projecting. So says, though I experience a real snake, sometimes I may not really have. These are one of the objections that are raised. That means I may not need a real snake. I might have studied about snakes or seen the movie. I may not have seen real snake, but I saw a movie where snakes are there, and I may project that snake here. So essentially, memory has to be there, and it can be false snake before also. Sometimes I see a ghost when there is a post. There may not be a real ghost that I have seen, but I have seen a horror movie and I am projecting that ghost. So these are some similarities that contribute to the projection of something other than what it is. Atasmin tat buddhi, projecting snake where the rope is, or there from previous memory I am projecting here. That's what is the Adhyaasa. How is it relevant to myself? We will discuss later. So with that we stop. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi